All right, so you wanted the inside scoop on what's happening in the world of HR tech. And we just got back from the 2024 HR Technology Conference with all the latest. I got to say, AI was everywhere.
Yeah, it was. Like, seriously, you couldn't turn a corner without running into some new AI-powered tool. It's really shaken things up.
It really is incredible. And one place we saw that a lot was in recruiting. They were showing off these new platforms. They're calling like personalized employee experience platforms. Like, imagine onboarding that's actually engaging
Yeah.
because
Y-
it's actually designed for you.
Yeah, like what if onboarding took into account like your role, your learning style, even like your career goals instead of just being this generic thing everyone has to go through?
Totally. But it wasn't just about making things look fancy. There were some really cool ways they're using automation, too. One story that stuck with me was about this HR leader, Petty Kabiorpis, from Results CX. They had completely rebuilt their employee referral program around automation. And get this, they managed to handle over 400,000 employee referrals in just 24 months.
400,000, that's wild. It really shows how if you use automation the right way, it can completely change how HR works. Instead of like drowning in paperwork, imagine having the time to actually focus on people,
Hmm.
building relationships and really supporting employees. I mean, that's what makes technology actually human-centered, when it lets us focus on the human side of things.
Wow, 400,000 referrals. I can barely handle my email inbox. It sounds like they really figured out how to make that technology work for them. But speaking of AI, it's not always a perfect solution, is it? I heard the discussions about AI and talent management got a little heated.
Oh, yeah, there are definitely some strong opinions in the room, which makes sense when you think about how it could impact decisions about people's careers. Some people were really optimistic about AI making things fairer and less biased. But others were worried about it making existing biases even worse if we're not careful.
Yeah, it sounds like using AI for talent management is one of those things where you've really got to be careful,
Yeah, no doubt. It's not like a magic solution, and it comes with a whole other set of issues to think about.
which I guess leads us to another big thing. Everyone was talking about the future of work. Like with everyone working remotely or hybrid now, it seems like every day there's a new article about whether it's good or bad. What was the HR tech take on all that?
Well, a lot of it focused on how technology can help bridge the gap between people in the office and those working remotely, so everyone feels included. Imagine like tools that use AI to look at how teams communicate and then flag if it seems like some people are getting left out. That's the kind of innovation that's happening now.
That's really cool. So it's not just about like throwing video calls at the problem and hoping for the best. They're actually trying to use technology to make those human connections stronger, even when you're not face to face.
Exactly. It's about being deliberate and strategic with how we use all this tech.
And speaking of strategy, the closing keynote really seemed to bring everything together.
Like at the end of the day, technology is just a tool, right?
Exactly. I mean, you can have the fanciest, most cutting edge HR tech in the world, but if it doesn't fit with your company culture, your values, what you stand for, it's not going to work. They really hammered that point home.
So it's not just about what kind of HR tech you have, it's how you use it that matters, huh?
Yeah, for sure. You got to be intentional about it, like asking yourself, okay, what are we actually trying to build here? What kind of workplace? And then how can technology help us get there in a way that like reflects who we are and how we treat our people?
Yeah, totally. It's bigger than just picking the software with the coolest features. Way bigger. Honestly, it's kind of exciting. Like we have the chance to completely rethink how we work because of technology, to make it more flexible, more inclusive, just more human.
Yeah, more human, not less. I feel like that was the theme of the whole conference.
It really was. And it's something everyone needs to hear from the CEO on down, because in the end, technology is supposed to work for us, not the other way around, right?
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive on the HR Technology Conference, what's the one thing you want our listener to remember?
I'd say as you're checking out all this cool new HR tech, don't forget to ask yourself, how can I use this to make my work and my team's work more human? When you put people first, everybody wins.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive, but hopefully this gives you a lot to think about as you navigate the world of HR and technology. We'll see you next time.